Have you ever felt like there's this hidden layer to social interactions? Like a secret set of rules that some people just seem to naturally get, while everyone else is, well, just making noise. Look, in today's Explainer, we're pulling back the curtain on exactly that. We're going to dive into a totally fascinating concept from behavioral analysis called the psychology of the silent observer. We'll see how quiet observation isn't actually a sign of shyness or weakness. No way. It's actually a profoundly strategic form of social intelligence. We're going to unpack how you can analyze what's really going on around you, literally without saying a single word.
Okay, picture this. Think about the last time you were in a big group setting, right? A work meeting, a dinner party, maybe a networking event. It's a loud room, and there's almost always that one person dominating the conversation. They're telling the huge stories, laughing the loudest, just commanding all the airtime. Society basically conditions us to think this person, the loud extroverted one, is the dominant force. They're the alpha, they hold the power. But actually, ask yourself, does the person making all that noise actually hold the most power? Behavioral psychology suggests something completely different. The truth is, while everyone is so focused on the performer, the real power is often just sitting quietly in the margins. So let's look at this paradigm shift because it's a real game changer. On one side, you've got the speaker. When you're constantly talking, you're basically constantly giving away free information. You're showing your hand. You reveal your vulnerabilities, your biases, and honestly, often a deep-seated need for validation from the group. You're burning so much energy just to be seen. But on the flip side, we have the observer. The observer doesn't care about performing. Instead, they're doing something way more valuable. They are collecting data. By staying quiet, the observer keeps complete control over their own narrative while simultaneously reading everyone else's. It's a total inversion of how we normally think about social dominance. And that dynamic brings us right to the core concept of this whole explainer, information asymmetry. It's a bit of a fancy term, but it just means the imbalance created when one person speaks and gives away data, while the other person stays silent and just collects it. Think of conversation as an economy of information, right? Every time you open your mouth, you're spending your currency. And the person who's listening, they're hoarding it. The more the speaker talks, the wider this asymmetry gets. Suddenly, the silent observer knows everything about the speaker's motives, their insecurities, their desires, while the speaker knows absolutely zero about the observer. That imbalance, that's the literal definition of hidden leverage. So you might be wondering, what exactly is the observer collecting? What data are they hunting for while everyone else is distracted by the noise? Well, they aren't just sitting there zoning out. They are actively reading what behavioral experts call the 3 golden signals. So here they are, the 3 practical cues you can actually start observing today: body direction, reaction to silence, and language patterns mixed with microexpressions. These little things completely bypass our conscious filters and reveal our true emotional states. Let's break them down. First up, body direction. This is a great one for building your social intelligence. Look, as humans, we are incredibly good at faking our facial expressions. We can paste on a polite smile even when we're absolutely miserable, but we almost never remember to put a poker face on our feet. Noting where feet and torsos are pointed reveals someone's true intentions. If you're talking to someone and they're smiling and nodding at you, but their torso is twisted away and their feet are pointed straight at the exit, well, their brain is subconsciously preparing to escape. Conversely, if someone's feet are pointed directly at a specific person in a group, even if they aren't talking to them, that is where their true interest actually lies. A smart observer watches the feet, not just the face. Which brings us to our second golden signal, reaction to silence. Honestly, this is one of the most powerful diagnostic tools you could ever use. When a natural lull happens in a conversation, just watch what happens. Most people are absolutely terrified of silence. They feel this intense psychological pressure to fill the void. The person who rushes to fill that gap, they're often exposing their discomfort and their insecurities. They'll start nervously babbling or awkwardly change the subject or over-explain something just to break that tension. The observer simply watches this play out, noting who is comfortable in their own skin and who is desperately treading water just to keep the noise going.
All right, our third golden signal involves tuning your ears to specific language patterns alongside watching for those fleeting microexpressions. It's so simple, but so revealing. Just listen to the pronouns someone defaults to. A heavy, repetitive use of I, me, and my often indicates a pretty high level of ego, self-focus, or someone just trying hard to project authority. On the flip side, a natural use of we indicates a much more collaborative mindset and shared focus. And when you combine this verbal tracking with tiny split-second microexpressions, like, a brief flash of contempt or a quick jaw clench, you get a brutally honest picture of how that person is really feeling, totally regardless of whatever polite words are coming out of their mouth.
Okay, now that we know what to look for, let's talk about how the silent observer actively uses these dynamics. This brings us to a highly strategic technique known as the silence trap. Now, I know that sounds a little intimidating, but it's actually a beautifully effortless way to gain social intelligence. Instead of just waiting around for a natural lull in the conversation, you intentionally create one yourself. Here's exactly how the silence trap works in 3 easy steps. Step 1, when someone finishes a sentence, especially if they're trying to convince you of something or explain themselves, just pause intentionally. Don't reply right away. Keep eye contact, but stay completely quiet. Step 2, let the discomfort build. Like we talked about a second ago, the human brain hates this void. That other person is going to feel an overwhelming urge to fill it. And step 3, wait for the overshare. In their rush to break that silence, they will almost always keep talking. And it's in that extra unprompted rambling that they'll end up revealing true motives, hidden insecurities, or just info they never really meant to share. You didn't even interrogate them. You just gave them the space to kind of trip over their own words. Now, a super quick caveat on how to actually do this without looking, totally strange or aloof. You want to cultivate what we call a silent advantage, because if you just stare coldly at people in dead silence, they're going to get defensive and shut down immediately. Instead, you've got to keep a neutral, relaxed expression, maintain a welcoming, open posture, uncross those arms, maybe lean in just a little bit. You want to project an aura of calm, active listening. When you create that kind of safe, quiet space, you aren't forcing a single thing. You're just letting others naturally reveal themselves to you. Ultimately, it all boils down to a pretty profound philosophical shift. The one who speaks less learns more. In our modern world, we treat attention like it's the absolute ultimate prize. Everyone's broadcasting, everyone's performing, but look, attention is only power if you actually know what to do with it. Most people waste all their energy fighting to be heard. By choosing to speak less, you instantly transition from being a performer to being a student of human behavior. You're gathering the intelligence that everyone else is just way too busy talking to even notice. And that brilliantly illustrates the core takeaway of this explainer today. It's a total identity shift. You no longer need to feel this pressure to be the loudest voice in the room just to feel impactful. While others perform, you understand. You're seeing the hidden mechanics of the social interaction. You see the feet pointing to the door. You hear that frantic rush to fill the silence. You notice the heavy use of the word I. You hold the information asymmetry. You have the hidden advantage. So the very next time you find yourself in a loud room, just remember, silence is absolutely not a weakness. It is a highly calibrated strategy. You do not need to be loud to be in control. So, whose secrets are you going to uncover in your next pause? Try it out today. Ask a question, get the answer, and then just wait. Just see what happens. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really look forward to diving into our next topic with you all soon.